And lifting your gaze. If you're just joining, we're going to go ahead and get started now. This is a level 2 comeback yoga class, and my name is Tonya. I'm your teacher today, but your inner teacher is also your teacher, and don't forget that. This level 2 class will run about 50 minutes long. We'll start with some breathing exercises, working with some warm up on the mat, and then some standing poses, and then back down on the mat for some final stretching, as well as our final meditation that will be anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes long. You'll need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you can use a canned good. You could use a water bottle that's full of water for sturdiness. Um, and if you like to use anything else for your practice, like a yoga mat or an exercise mat or a blanket, anything, depending on where you're coming from, you'll want to maybe add an extra layer at the end, as sometimes the body can get cold, especially the extremities. So be sure to take care of yourself. And as any of the comeback yoga classes that are designed for military, active duty, or veterans and support team, we invite you to always track sensation, and anything that feels overwhelming, please stop, take a break. And because these classes are recorded, you can pick it up again. In fact, I think you can, even when you're watching live, you might even be able to stop it and then hit play, and then you'll still be watching live, but a little bit delayed. So that's an option as well. And I think that's it for today. Otherwise, I do want to point out just a little bit of logistics. Uh, Throughout our class today, I will be referring to this side of the room as the table side. So I might be pointing to the table or referring to the table. And then this side of the room, I'll be referring to the plants. All right, so that's how we'll work today. So this is the plant side, or sorry, the table side of the room, and then the plant side of the room. So that's how we'll be operating today. And so I invite you to find a seat. You could be sitting on your block. You could be sitting on a cushion. You could be sitting on a blanket. I'm sitting on one of those big exercise balls. You could also just be lying down if you want, or on a chair. So we'll get started with just a little bit of breathing exercise here. This is called victorious breath. The victorious breath is a breath that we can invite into our practice throughout the practice. We can also use it when we're not practicing yoga. This is a breath that helps to calm us down. It brings attention to the breath when, let's say, there's a lot of external stimulation around. We feel overwhelmed maybe by a lot of noise or a lot of visual cues. This just kind of helps to bring our senses within. So we'll begin first by just rubbing the hands together. So creating some warmth in our hands and just feeling how your hands maybe are cool at the beginning. And as the hands are rubbing together, starting to warm, creating some heat in your hands. And now take those hands and just cup your eyes, just taking a moment to feel the warmth from your hands over the eyes. Little space. If you want to open your eyes here, you can at least have space for your eyelashes. This is another technique that can be used if you're feeling overwhelmed visually in your surroundings. This is a great technique for that. And now we'll take the cupped hands and place them over our ears. And same thing, just kind of using this to reduce any audio stimulation. And releasing your hands now to your lap and just taking a moment to see if that caused, any effects from that. So that's just one way, two ways to reduce any sensory overload. All right, so let's take one hand now. We're going to breathe against our hand like we would be fogging a mirror or a window to, kind of clean it off a little bit, get rid of some of that murkiness. So you're going to gently open your mouth and breathe in through your nose if possible and exhale out through your mouth onto that hand. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. And last time. Good. Now releasing your hand to your lap and trying to keep your mouth closed now, breathing in through the nose. And imagine fogging that hand or the mirror with your mouth closed. So your jaw will be relaxed, the tongue dropping to the base of your mouth, maybe the tip of your tongue touching the teeth. So breathing in and breathing out. Now, if possible, with your next exhale, we'll count down from 5. 5, 4, internally, with that victorious breath. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling silently. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just come to a natural breath. If you can still maybe invoke that victorious breath to help slow down the exhalation. If you're feeling a little dizzy, that might be kind of just a normal response, as that longer exhale can sometimes make us feel a little dizzy, a little lightheaded, something we're not maybe used to. So just relaxing your breath and just coming to a natural flow of breath. And if your eyes were closed, invite them to open, and we'll take a nice long spine, adjusting your leg position if you'd like to. And then with your exhale, slowly dropping your right ear or the table side ear to your shoulder, releasing the head down. And now I want you to look up to the ceiling, just with your eyes, trying to keep your head where it is. And just notice if there's any strain here. You can also take your hand that's on the table side there and bring it to the ceiling side. And just don't pull, just let your hand rest gently on your head, keeping your eyes up to the ceiling for 2 more breaths. And slowly letting your head come back up to center and releasing your hand to your lap. Taking your chin gently down towards your chest, elongating your spine, the back of your neck, possibly even lifting your chest slightly a little higher towards your chin. Inhaling, lifting your head and your gaze. Now we'll take the plant side hand, bringing your hand to the table side hand, opposite side. And with your next exhale, just letting your head gently come towards your shoulder. And again, there's just not a lot of strain here, not a lot of effort. And with this, look up to the ceiling or even where the wall and the ceiling meet. You might pick a spot out on the ceiling for 4 more breaths. Maybe finding that victorious breath here or not. 2 more breaths. With your next inhale, bringing your head and hand back to center and releasing your hand onto your lap and gently drawing your chin again down towards your chest. And gentle lift of your head and your gaze. Big breath in, feeling your shoulders broaden, and exhaling, feeling them soften. Another inhale, feeling your shoulders broaden, maybe even feeling your body widen with your breath. Like you're pushing your shoulders against a door jamb, and exhaling, slowly soften. One more time. Imagine your shoulders, your body pressing against two walls or against a door jamb. And exhale, release them away from the doors or the walls. Good. Now bring one hand under your armpit, the other hand to your opposite shoulder. Let's take 2, 3 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, or 2 more times, sorry. And last one. And releasing your hands to your lap, taking just a moment or two to notice the sensations of that self-regulating technique. Both of those with the ear to shoulder helps to activate the vagus nerve. And then this here is a self-regulating mode that you can do again anytime. All right. So some tips and tricks for today that you can use when there's any kind of sensory overload or just overactivation that you can use throughout your practice today or off of your mat. Let's go ahead and come now onto hands and knees into tabletop position. All right. So coming to those hands and knees, and we'll do some movements here for the spine. So connecting your hands to the ground. With your next inhale, softening your elbows and look up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, bending the elbows and rounding your spine. Find that victorious breath on your next inhale. Look up. Really draw those elbows and shoulders back, a little bend. Exhale, tucking your chin and lifting your belly up. Push into the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling. Really soften those elbows. Look forward. Draw the heels of the hands back. Exhale and push. One more time. Inhaling. If my pace is too slow or too fast, change it up. Exhale. Good. And then bringing your hands just one handprint forward of the shoulders or where they were a moment ago. Take your knees back slightly even behind those hips. With your next inhale, shifting the weight forward. Exhale, bend your elbows back for a push-up. Inhale, straighten your arms. Exhale, move your hips towards your heels. Extend your arms. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, bending your elbows. Inhale, press. Exhale, hips to heels. Now, if your breath is different than mine, that's fine. Just want you to notice your breath as you continue your movement. If there's any restrictions in range of motion, just notice that. If there's pain or discomfort, notice that. Notice where you feel strong. Notice where you might be able to strengthen more, where your body needs more strength where your body needs less. One more time. And then we'll come all the way on to our stomach on this next one, coming down all the way down. Rest your head on the hands and turn your head to one side. Just stay here for just a moment. Expanding wide, deep, finding that victorious breath if you like it here. This will help to activate a longer inhale as we feel our abdomen expanding against the floor and then releasing. Let's take one more breath. Good. Now bring your head down so your head is resting to the floor. Take your one arm, so your back arm or your front arm, it doesn't matter which one. Turn your head towards your elbow, your top elbow that's under your head. You're going to keep your hand under your head here now. With your next breath, lift your back leg, so the leg that's closest to your back hand, and then lift your elbow and head. So opposites here. Exhale and lower down. Let's do that 2 more times. Your leg lifts, your back leg, and your front elbow lifts, supporting your head with your hand. Come on down. One more time. Lifting leg and opposite elbow. So it's kind of cross lateral movement there. And then come down. Good. Now rest your head on the back of your hand. Forehead down, both elbows bent, and the hands are stacked. Let's go the other side. So your arm comes alongside of your hip. Maybe the palm is up or down. Turn towards your elbow. Keep your hand under your head. Lift your leg and opposite elbow there. Exhale and lower down. So thinking of the body kind of as an X here. So elbow and opposite leg lift and lower down. Let's do one more. Inhale, lifting, lengthening, and exhaling, lowering. Good. Bringing your hands under your head again, forehead resting down. Now noticing both of your legs, and you're going to keep your hands under your forehead here. With your next inhalation, we're going to lift the legs and the torso and the elbows all at the same time. Keeping your hands under your head is going to support the head. Exhale and lower down. 2 more times. Inhale, lifting, energizing the whole back of your body. Maybe even lifting those elbows a little bit higher and the legs a little bit higher. And exhale, soften, releasing all the muscular energy as you lower down. One more time. Energize, lift, energize, energize, energize. And then release, release, release as you come down. Keep releasing, and release a little more. Release just a little more. And then yet just a little more. Good. And then bringing your hands behind your shoulders, maybe even wider than the shoulders, maybe even to the outside edges of your mat. Tuck your toes under, keep your knees down to the floor, press up to a push-up, and then walk your knees forward, coming into a child's pose. The hips coming towards or to the heels, arms can rest under the head or straight ahead. All right. And then coming up, taking those arms a little wider than the shoulders, come up to tabletop. And let's do those cat cow movements again here. So softening your elbows, looking to the wall in front of you, really lifting that head if possible. Exhaling, rounding, straightening the arms. 2 more times. Or you can go faster or slower. So maybe you're doing fewer rounds or more rounds. Just tracking sensation throughout your movement and throughout your breath. If you're finding that victorious breath, keep it up. Otherwise, any breath will do. All right. And then let's move the hips back. Press up, downward facing dog. Oh, yeah. Stretching it out, really opening up the back of your body, extending the arms, the fingers, feeling those feet. With your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and lift one leg for a 3-legged dog. And on your exhale, bring that knee into the chest, coming to a high plank. Really push into the floor. Inhale, taking your leg back up, slowly extending the arms. And exhale, let's do that again, coming to a high plank. Maybe your knees are down. You can do this from tabletop too. Stretching the leg back, coming downward dog. We'll do one more time. Exhale, knee to chest. And then downward facing dog. Let's switch sides. Inhaling, lifting the other leg. Look forward. Exhale, bring the knee towards your chest and around. Again, you can do this from the knee here if you want. Inhale, the leg goes back. Look forward. Exhale, knee and nose come towards one another. Let's do one more time. Inhale, extending up. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest. And placing your feet down, downward facing dog. Stretching through those fingers. Good. Look forward, bend your knees. We're going to step our hands between, or step our feet, excuse me, between our hands. So look forward, and if you want to hop, hop, or if you're just going to walk, however you want to get to the top, bringing those feet between your hands. Bend your knees, coming into chair pose. Bring your hands onto your thighs to support your chair. Push down into the hands and the legs, and then rise to stand, reaching your arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands coming to your heart. Inhaling, we're going to move through a slow salutation, bringing your arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart as you fold forward. Touching down or bringing your hands to your legs. With your next inhale, hands to legs, straighten your torso. Exhale, release your torso, touch down. Sending one leg back. Heel comes down. Look forward, press into your back foot. Inhale, opening your arms to the ceiling for a warrior one. Exhale here. Another inhale to reach. Another exhale to sink. Just coming low. When I say sink, it's just really coming closer to the earth. One more time. Inhale, reaching. Exhaling, coming deeper, closer to the earth. Releasing your hands down. Look forward and step your back foot forward to meet the front. Your feet can touch here or they're hip distance right underneath those hips. Hands coming to the legs, lengthen your spine. Exhaling and releasing. Keep lengthening. Finding chair pose, hands to your legs, lowering those hips. Look at your toes. And inhale, rise to stand, extending the length of your body, maybe looking up to your hands. Exhaling, hands to heart. We'll do the other side now. Inhaling, reaching your arms up, maybe looking up, looking at your hands if possible, or however you want, whatever comfortable on the hands and neck, and release your hands down, forward fold. Hands to your legs. Again, lengthen the spine. Feel the strength of your arms. And exhale, forward fold, releasing. Stepping your other leg back, the heel coming down. Anchor that heel down. Anchor your front foot down. Assist yourself up if you like. And then inhale, bringing your arms up, either looking straight ahead or looking up at your hands. That can cause sometimes a little instability. Just notice that. And let's hold here for 3 more breaths. Feeling how long your reach can be, how easy the shoulders can be down away from your ears. For 1 more breath. And then touching down. Good. Stepping back to a plank pose. We're going to take our hands now a little wider. Maybe they're coming to the edge of the mat. So we're going to do a regular push-up here. So your knees can be down or not. Exhale, push up. Inhale, straighten. Push up, exhale. Inhale, straighten. 1 more. Exhale. And then come all the way down. Keep your hands wide and the elbows towards the ceiling. Lift your right or one foot, it doesn't matter which one. Lift your foot to the ceiling, press your foot up, and then roll towards the opposite side. Come back to center. Bend your other knee, point your foot to the ceiling, and push into your hands and roll towards the other side. Come back to center. Pause. Bring your arms to your sides for locust position. Look, lift shoulders, maybe legs. Extend through those arms, toes. Look to something in front of you, maybe lifting the shoulders towards the ceiling. Exhale and lower down. Turn your head to one side. Bringing your head back to center. Hands under or behind the shoulders. Press up tabletop. Move your hips towards your heels, downward facing dog. We'll do 1 more round of salutations with the warrior 1, and then we'll move into some warrior 2 and a balance pose. All right. So look forward, however you want to get to the top of your mat between those hands. Maybe you hop, maybe you walk, maybe it's a skip. All right. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, coming halfway so your body's more or less parallel to the floor. Exhale and forward fold. Bend those knees if you feel strain on your back. And then we'll all bend our knees for chair, using your hands for support. Pressing down now, rise all the way up, reaching. You can look up or forward. Exhale, hands to the heart. Sweeping your arms, feeling the air passing across your fingers. Maybe the fingers touch, feeling that. Exhaling, forward fold. Feel the strength of your body and the length coming in. Lifting halfway, finding some length. Exhaling and fold. Stepping one leg back. Just noting which leg that is. Pushing down, inhale, lifting, reaching. Maybe your hands touch overhead without strain. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Feeling maybe the strength in your body, maybe the warmth, maybe even instability, and then feel a stability. Lower your hands down. Feet coming under those hips. Fold. Lengthen. And fold. Chair pose, lowering your hips towards the ground, hands to the thighs. Inhale, reaching. Keep reaching. Maybe hands touch without looking, and exhaling, hands to heart. Sometimes it's kind of fun to notice our body in space without looking at our body. So that idea of bringing the hands up without looking is difficult. It's difficult. All right. For me, it is. I don't know. It might not be difficult for you. But okay. Inhale, bring your arms up. Second side. Exhaling, forward fold. Extension, looking down or forward. Folding, bending knees. Touch down. Your other leg goes back. Heel presses down. Steady as you rise for 3 breaths. Choosing a position that feels easeful and yet working with some effort for 1 more breath. Good. And touching down. Stepping back to plank. Taking those hands out wide. Knees down or not. Push up. 1, 2, and 3. Coming down, take your hands wider. Bend one knee. Point your foot to the ceiling. Roll towards one side. You don't have to roll far. And back to center. Keep pushing into those hands. Lift your other foot, bending that knee, and roll to the other side. And back to center. Arms reach to your sides. Lifting shoulders. Locust. Legs might lift. Keep finding that strength in your body. And exhaling, hands under the head and looking towards one side. Two more breaths here. And then releasing. Press yourself up to tabletop. And then downward facing dog. Step your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Bend your knees. Chair, lifting and exhaling, hands to heart. Turning to face the long edge of your mat and stepping your feet wide. All right. So turning your toes towards the plant or the table side of the room. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhaling, warrior 2, coming down low. Reaching out, looking to your back hand where the plant is, and then looking to your front hand where the table is. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. Straighten your front leg. Let's find triangle pose. Reach towards the table side and lower your hand maybe to your shin or the floor. Left arm comes up. Top arm comes up. Plant side of the arm comes up. Anchoring both feet down, feeling the strength in your body. Now bending your front knee, the knee closest to the table, and take your top arm towards the table. Coming into our extended side angle. Take 2 more breaths here. Noticing your feet. Do you feel stable? Pressing down to rise up, opening and turning your feet forward. We'll take a fold here in between, elbows back, hands maybe to your hips or clasping the hands behind you, depending on how tight your shoulders are, whether those hands come behind or not. With your next exhale, tip forward, coming forward, and then releasing your hands. Maybe they come onto your legs, maybe they come to the floor. Take 2 more breaths here. Bending your knees, hands to your lap, rise to stand, and turning your toes now towards the plant. And these other toes are going to run more or less just straight forward towards the long edge of your mat. Inhaling, opening your arms. Exhaling, find some bending, extension through the back leg, extension through the arms. Look to your front hand, the hand closest to the plant, and then look back to your other hand. And look back to your hand closest to the plant and come a little lower to the ground. Straighten your front leg as you press down through those feet. Inhale, reach towards the plant. Exhaling and lower your hand down. Triangle pose. Take 2 more breaths here, finding length. One more. Bend your front knee now. Forearm comes to your thigh and reach your top arm overhead. Good. And press down to rise all the way, all the way, all the way, turning your feet forward, hands. Actually, we're going to bring the hands forward. This is a little variation here. Draw your elbows back as your palms are lifted. As you draw your elbows back, just sort of energize your upper back. From this position now, send your arms straight back and fold forward. As you fold forward, maybe the hands come together. Maybe they just stay on your back or onto your legs. All right, and bend your knees, hands to your lap. Come all the way up. Hop or walk your feet together and walk it out. So we're moving into our half moon pose now. So that's our balance pose for today. So you could be near a wall, a piece of furniture, you could have a block or your canned good or water bottle nearby. Okay, so we're going to turn towards that prop. Again, maybe it's a table. I could just use a table here. I'll show you how I would just use a table too. All right. So turning your toes towards your sturdy piece of furniture, gonna reach forward and bring your hand onto it. Your back leg will just maybe naturally float, or maybe it stays on the ground. You can lift it up, and then that top arm can come up. So a chair is a great position, a great prop for this as well. So let's feel how our standing leg is maybe not so stable, or maybe it feels stable. Let's just take 2 more breaths here. All right, good. And then lower, a little bend in the knee, coming down. Good. Second side. I'm going to use the same table. Okay. So, looking where you're going to go, step in and lift off. Maybe your top arm reaches up, extending up. Noticing your floating leg. It's not so much floating as you have to use the strength of your hip here to lift your leg. Good. A little bend in your standing leg and touch down. Nice work. All right. How'd that feel today? Feel good? Strong? We'll walk it out. I know. Something to keep practicing with. Okay. Coming to the short edge of your mat. Just finding your feet, finding your length, finding your breath, finding that victorious breath again. And with your next inhale, sweeping your arms up, feeling the air passing. Maybe your hands touch without looking. Exhaling, hands to heart, tip forward. Hands to the ground or your legs. Bend your knees. We're going to come into boat pose now. So walking yourself back, dropping your hips down, and keep moving back, feeling your core, grabbing the back of your legs and lifting your shins. Maybe your toes stay down. Option is to let go of your legs as long as you don't put any strain on your back. Use your core, extend the arms, and hold here for 3, 2, 1. Grab the back of your legs and slowly lower down. And draw one knee in towards your chest. You can straighten the bottom leg or keep it bent. Lower that foot down and bring your other knee in. Lower that foot down. Walk both feet in close to your hips. Bend your elbows to your sides with your fingertips towards the ceiling. Press down into the back of those arms and notice how this adds some stretching in the front of your chest and some strengthening in the back of your body. You can stay here. Otherwise, we slowly lift the hips up for bridge. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower down. Rest your hands on your body, one hand on your forehead and one hand on your heart. The hand that's on your heart now, bring it behind your head, grabbing just holding and kind of cradling your head. And release that. Let your arms come down to your sides for just a moment. Now, taking one knee over the other, and let your knees come down to the side. Opening your arm and looking out past the arm. Bringing your head back to center, unwind your legs and come all the way through center. Take your other knee across and then lower to the side. Looking past your back arm. And bringing your head back to center, unwind your legs and come back to center. Now placing one hand in the armpit and the other hand on the shoulder, opposite shoulder. Let your knees come together. Maybe your feet come a little wider so that your knees support one another. And switch your other hand to the armpit and hand on shoulder. Releasing your arms. Straighten one leg down to the floor, the other leg up towards the ceiling. Placing your hands to the back of your leg, interlaced, and maybe circle an ankle and circling the other way. And hold for 3 more breaths. And bring your knee back into your chest and lower your foot to the floor. Switch sides. Knee in and then straighten it, holding on somewhere along the back of your leg and circling your ankle. Three more breaths here. You can find stillness in your ankle now. Now bring both legs up to meet each other. You can hold on to the ankles or the calves. And then bring your hands down, either resting on the mat, grab the sides of your mat, or place your hands underneath your pelvis, palms facing down. With your next exhale, begin to slowly lower your legs down to the floor, extending the arm or the legs long. Keep pushing into the mat, lowering down. Touch down softly as you release your hands. And we're setting up now for a final relaxation, about 5 minutes here. So get comfortable in a position that suits you. Maybe sitting on a chair, maybe sitting upright, maybe lying on your side, or in this resting position. You might even choose to bend your knees in a more constructive rest pose. So, wherever you find yourself, allow yourself to drop in to your breath, allowing yourself to drop into the surface, connecting below you, to the sides of you, and above you. Noticing the space, noticing objects, either sensing them or actually noticing them with your eyes, maybe even noticing them with your ears, and noticing them with a sense of touch. What lies next to you, above you, below you. And noticing your body within this space where other objects reside. Notice your proximity to those objects. Just sensing if possible. Certainly, if it helps to open your eyes, see the object, and then close your eyes to sense the object. And you can vacillate back and forth in this manner if you like. And just a few more moments here, just sensing and going back and forth to noticing what is around you, below you, to the sides of you. And noticing your body, what parts of you might be closer, what parts of you might actually be touching the surface or the object. What else might you notice? Continue to sense your breath in the process of sensing your surroundings. Take 3 more breaths here. And finding that victorious breath if you like. Focusing on the smooth quality of the breath, the nourishment coming in, and any stale air leaving. And last breath in this practice, anyways. And now I invite you to welcome some movement into your body. You might start with your feet and work your way up, or maybe all parts of you want to move simultaneously, just noticing what is required of your body as you ask what is needed, honoring the physical body and breath body, your heart, your mind, as you eventually make your way up to a seated position if you're not already there, and either coming to a cross-legged position like I am in, or maybe kneeling, or placing yourself on a chair, whatever you like. And certainly you can even stay where you are because you are in the comfort of your own home and you have total choice here. And if you'd like to join me in bringing the hands together in front of the heart, this is just a place to connect and to honor with respect where we have been, where we are now, and where we might be going. On a continuum of health and wellness, honor that as you bow your head and releasing your head and your hands. Thank you so much. It's been a real honor and treat to practice with you today, to guide you in this practice. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have the means to donate, there's also a link below that you can do so. I hope to see you again. I'll be here again on Monday at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm usually on 5 to 10 minutes early, so if you want to join and chat, uh, again, my name is Tonya, and I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, EJ. It's great to have you as always. Be well.